So yeah, if you're looking for Aquarius or Pisces collective readings, you've come to the right live. If you want any of the other signs, they've already been recorded, so you just need to click out of this live and go to my lives playlist, and you can see the last few lives that I did, and they're titled with the signs that are in them, okay? I am absolutely hanging. I stayed out all night. I haven't drank a drop, but I just feel rough from sleep deprivation. So I just went for a stroll to get some fresh air and like move. I will be finishing editing and uploading the signs that I've done in the other lives and putting them up as separate readings if you don't like watching the lives. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aquarius's highest good. How is Aquarius feeling in this 3rd and 4th week of September 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Aquarius, please. How is Aquarius feeling? Hi Grishma, welcome in. Oh wow, I've got 20 people in. Thank you for the likes. Oh, thank you for subscribing. These are collective readings. I will be starting live Q&As probably mid-November. I'm on track to reach 3,000 watch hours. So I'll be able to do, I can't get my head together, subscriptions where you can get, I'll do tarot card meanings. I'll give you a digital product telling you all about tarot card meanings, even though I explain them when I'm doing the readings. You might want to learn in a methodical way yourself. And I will do career, education and finance readings. They're very popular and I know people want more of them, so I'll make them available if you subscribe. And what was the other thing I want to do? Native American Indian medicine wheel as well is very, very popular. So that's all about your health and your well-being and your spirituality, your connection to spirit. Just to like check in on yourself, really. We don't want everything to be about love. But yeah, so the love readings weekly are free. You can always get a personal reading about love, life, finances, career moves, relocations, whatever you want. The chakras. You can have a mediumship reading for free, you know, for a lost loved one. Look at my channel description, okay? if you're watching on TikTok later, you can private message me. You can email me on YouTube. There's a link to my PayPal. Actually, I need to sort out another payment method because someone told me that in India you can't do PayPal, can you? So I need to sort that. What works for India? They're gonna let me have super chats when I get to 4,000. Is it 4,000 or 3,000? Probably by mid-November I can take a super chat and I'll answer questions for you. I'll do what I can as soon as I can. As soon as YouTube lets me. Just like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, hype me up, and we'll get there. I'm a full-time teacher, so I would, you know, be making those other things available on a subscription basis, membership basis. I work. Right, so Aquarius, you have got a combination of the Ten of Wands reversed, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Four of Swords reversed, and the Page of Wands reversed. What on earth is going on? Thanks, Cameron. Big up the teachers. Yashkat, this is a tarot card reading, okay? Before anyone gets into it, I'm an omnist, so I'm very happy with the presence of other religions I don't denounce any religion, and this isn't the devil's work, just in case anyone's about to say that. I help people, okay? It's just helping people process what's going on with them at the moment. It actually links a lot into religion and previous lives and karma, okay? So please don't have a go. It's a tarot card reading, it's a love reading. Just be open-minded. If you don't like it, leave, okay? Very happy for people to be curious. I've chatted to people about stuff like this before and they've ended up subscribing, okay? So just be open-minded. I'm just going to throw out anyone that's being silly. Did you know what, Cameron? I didn't think I would ever be into tarot. And then I think like mid-30s, it was COVID and I was just going through a lot. My whole life, every area of my life got blown apart, and I fell into, like, I think it came up on my newsfeed and I was like, what's this? I was watching it and I couldn't believe how much it helped me. Even if you feel like the reading doesn't resonate, you get really nice oracle messages and it's all about just like personal development and trying to move forward in a healthy way from whatever you're going through. It's just to help people. It's not the devil's work. I'm not a witch and I don't want anyone to say anything like that. As soon as anyone says anything like that, you can just piss off, to be honest, because you're closed-minded and you're interrupting like what I'm trying to do. Which, if you read about tarot, if you're interested in learning, if you're just here to listen and you're not sure, that's fine, but you don't need to say anything nasty. You'll just go if you're going to do that because you're here to cause trouble, okay? Ten of Wands reversed. When the Ten of Wands is upright, you can see like all the wands are dropping onto this skull's head, so it's like getting battered. And 10 in tarot is the end of a cycle, so the numbers run from 0 up to 10 and then they reset. Here, each wand represents a challenge, an obstacle, something that's been a hurdle, a delay, a block, trials and tribulations that have happened over a long time. When that's upright, you've just battled through it and it's just been tough the whole way, but at least you've reached the summit of whatever it is. When it's reversed, you're choosing to drop the burdens, even though you've like dealt with it for a very long time and it's been arduous and difficult and traumatic. You choose to drop it and not do it anymore. So that's the position that yours was in. It's in combination with the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, if that was upright, I would say big opportunity, or you want to offer like going to the next level with someone, or the universe is going to like grant you a wish, you know, something you've been working towards. An ace is like when the universe meets you halfway and like gives you that extra bit of good luck that you need. When it's reversed, it's a loss of a lot of money, a downgrading. It's, you know, if you think about a normal pentacle card, the pentacles are small, so this represents a lot of pentacles. So a situation could be causing a big financial loss, or demotion, or reducing the level of commitment in something, okay? Because pentacles represent time, money, and energy. The Four of Swords upright would be taking some much needed respite. So if you imagine a Roman soldier who's like sleeping, or a Viking, or someone sleeping on a battlefield, they've got to sleep the night before a big battle, haven't they? And get their rest. That's much needed respite. When it's reversed, it's like there's a lack of willingness to rest. It's a restlessness, okay? So it's someone who will not stop. They feel too irritable. They feel too like something needs dealing with now. They're not pacing themselves, okay? So that's where you've been at. and the Page of Wands reversed. Well, when the Page of Wands is upright, Fairy and Redbeard's here. I said Viking. Yeah, Cameron, if you've been watching Tyler Henry, Hollywood Psychic Medium, because oh my goodness, like you learn so much about the afterlife from him, about how you have an ego death when you die, and like preconceived notions that you've had. Say if like you never told your dad you were gay and then your dad dies, like he's beside you, he can see you and he doesn't care. Like he doesn't care about what people think, or he doesn't have hang-ups to do with ego or status or anything. You know, people have an ego death and suddenly they're at peace and they just want the best for you. And people who've passed on can see your future. I can't see your future. I can pull cards and tell you what the energy's like at the moment. But a loved one that's passed away, if you ask Tyler Henry, he can tell you like what's going to happen with your career, with your love life, because he's getting messages from people that have passed on. He's different to what I do, but he's like an extension of it. He knows so much more, and he gets like signs and symbols. I might be telling you something you already know, but not every one of his, because he's like working via Hollywood, not every one of his like episodes is worth watching, but watch the movie one. Oh my god, like your hairs will stand on end, because he's telling you stuff that he's telling Moby stuff, very intricate details, and he's like, he was a skeptic and he was freaked out. He's like, no one else in my life knows those details. Like, I've never put that online. Like, there's no way. And he just was blown away. And it's like a really good episode. But he's done like, it's more like quantity over quality, really. And it's too many actresses and actors that are just loving their 5 minutes of fame. There's a lot of that. So I wouldn't watch every episode, but the movie one's like bang on. It's so good. Yeah, he was big like years ago, wasn't he? I watch him on YouTube on E Entertainment for free. Yeah, look for the movie one. The Page of Wands upright is someone who's embarking upon a journey, like a new journey, because a page is at the beginning. So this person's got a wand because wands are phallic and they represent excitement, general excitement. Can be like fiery passion, but it's just a general optimism because they've not been down this road before. A page is an experience. There's someone who's at the beginning of a journey and they've never been down that path before. So they've got no preconceived notions about how something's going to be. They're just excited. Okay, so that would represent like new love or a new business venture or something new. When it's reversed, there's a lack of excitement for something new. Okay, like we're not excited about that. And generally that happens when you're going through a lot. You know, your emotions are sadness, grief, depression, confusion, feeling numb. You know, like for some reason you're not excited about something and it comes after a long battle that's being dropped. Oh, thank you, Nicole. It's the Kinner Tarot deck. It's like £2 off Temu. I get all my tarot decks off Temu because they're so cheap. And it's not because they're copies, like it's because Temu are a global brand, right? So they can just bulk produce something, and the more they make, the smaller they can reduce the price. So if I tried to make my own tarot deck, which I did look into, I'd have to charge like 50 quid for a deck and I'd probably sell to like 10 people. Do you know what I mean? And like as a tarot reader, I handle cards a lot and there's no way that they last forever. They probably last a couple of years, then you've got to replace them because they absorb moisture, they get crunched, and they just don't, you know, they get grubby. So you can't be pricing them at £50 a deck. So yeah, big up Timo, love Timo. Everything here is probably off Timo. My nails are off Temu, all the setups off Temu, everything. So good. Anyway, let's get back to this. Yeah, so after this like demotion or big loss of money, feeling restless, feeling distressed, obviously not excited for new because you're in chaos, right? So that's what was showing up. It's like a timeline, okay? I'll pull more cards, and as we go down, we get closer to the present. 2 more for Aquarius, please. We can't believe how many likes we've got. I love it. Do you know what? I went so quiet in August, I was panicking. And then when I went on channels where you learn about how to do well on YouTube, people like, no, it's really common for it to go really quiet in August. And I was like, oh, that's apparently like a yearly drop in August, end of August. It's my first like year, like and a bit of having a tarot channel, so I don't know like the annual patterns yet. Do you know what I mean? What flipped over then? The Magician. Oh, thanks, Cameron. Thanks for subscribing. It's absolutely fine. If you got to go, you can come back to the live, or you know, I will post it as separate readings, and check out the previous ones as well, because tarot gives you a narrative that's long term over years, so it's worth looking back at past readings, see if they resonate with you. Thanks very much for the likes, the loves, and the support. The Magician upright it's an absolute belter of a card, to quote an Aquarius that I know. The Magician is someone that has all 4 aces. They have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Cups is like the ability to have the self-love, okay? The emotional intelligence, the forgiveness, the patience. The Ace of Wands will be the enthusiasm, the excitement, the passion, the desire, self-motivation, ambition. The Ace of Pentacles will be the financial, you know, situation, circumstances to make something happen. So you could have savings, you could have assets, you could have a regular income, you could have a pension, stocks, bonds, business, whatever. So when you've got the Ace of, what's my last one? Ace of Swords swords are knowledge, facts, communication, research, the ability to be intellectual, strategic, only fools rush in, right? So when you are the King or Queen of Swords, or you're using swords, you're gaining knowledge, fact, research, information, and you are communicating that. So when you've got all 4 aces, you can make anything happen, okay? Because you've got all the tools, and it's like check, 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 you know, all systems go. So basically, if you've been manifesting something, Aquarius, you're perfectly positioned now to bring it into a reality, which is so exciting. That's probably everything that you want to see in a tarot reading. Whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is you've been craving, wanting, trying to actively manifest, whether that's short term or long term, you've reached the ideal situation, the ideal set of circumstances to make it work, make it happen, make it a reality, not just something on a canvas, you know, or cups that you're trying to choose from. Or we're not at the drawing board stage, we're at the doing stage, okay? Perfectly positioned, perfectly poised. And aces are your hard work and your actions met halfway by good luck from the universe. And you've got all of them, baby. Thank you, Selena File. Oh, Paul, he's stuck in hospital. Thank you for subscribing. So I did Capricorn yesterday, so you're welcome to watch the live just to catch my vibes or whatever, but then you can click out, go to the lives playlist, and the last live that I did, because they're in order of like most recent, the last one it'll say, what will it say? Sagittarius and Capricorn. I just did 2, not yesterday but the day before, because I've got COVID, so my throat is a mess. Yeah, I shouldn't really be doing this now, but I'm aware that I'm like a week behind. One set of readings, 12 zodiac signs over 2 weeks. Like, I don't like it. But yeah, click out, look for the Capricorn reading, and you can look for any Capricorn readings, because it'll follow a long-term narrative. Hopefully it'll resonate. You're always welcome to pay for a personal reading. Like, share, subscribe, hype the channel, follow the channel, because I'm about to get to 3,000 watch hours, so you'll be able to do super chats and I can answer individual questions. I'll be creating memberships so you can get career, finance and education readings. I'll be doing the Native American Indian medicine wheel, which those 2 things, career, education, finance, and like health readings for the Native American Indian medicine wheel. I don't know why they're so popular, guys, but people buzz off them. But I can't do them all the time, so I'll put them occasionally and make them available to members, because I'm a full-time high school teacher as well, so I just work. So I need some dough for what I'm doing. What else? I'll put on a digital product for members as well. Memberships will probably be available from mid-November. I'm on track to have enough watch hours for that. So you'll be able to learn tarot, but not with me explaining whatever comes up as it comes up in these readings, but in a methodical way, because I know loads of you are like really intrigued. So yeah, so watch this space. Let's get one more for Aquarius, because this is looking good now. Perfectly poised for success. Whatever it is that you want, you're going to get it, okay? So you are looking for reciprocity and you don't believe that you're getting it, all right? So 2 is a number of balance. We've got 2 pentacles. This is like, I'm giving you my 50 cents. Please give me yours, okay? I'm putting in half. I want you to put in half and meet me halfway. I want reciprocity. I want duality. I want balance. I want us to be a team. Okay, I need 50-50. I need half and half. Which shows me your intentions, because you want to go legit. You need it to be a partnership, a true, teamwork situation. If you were giving me like Knight of Wands vibes or Knight of Cups, it's like, well, I'm just blindly going into something, or I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. Or I didn't care whether they like meet me halfway, I just love them. This is like, I need it to practically work. Like, I need you to have a good income like me. I need you to do half the housework like me. I need you to be honest like me. Okay, so with that being reversed, I think you're concerned that there isn't reciprocity here. Don't worry, we're not at the end yet. So let's see who's showing up in your reading, because it could be someone that you're thinking about, someone that you're actively dealing with, or someone that you're manifesting in the future. Right, they've got the 6 of Swords. Now, the 6 of Swords is... Swords represent like intrusive thoughts, baggage, emotional baggage. It makes me laugh saying that because all the memes. But this boat is travelling forwards, and you can see there's a little house on top of it's not a hill, it's more of a mountain, isn't it? It's like a refuge on top of a mountain. They're travelling towards that. Did that come out upright? It did, didn't it? So they're basically, it's healthy because they're moving on. It's someone who's moving on. They're willing to leave the past behind them. Okay? if it were reverse, it's like unfinished business, like I can't let something go. I'm carrying baggage with me. You're welcome, Paul. I hope you feel better soon. Hi, Mr. Cole. Hi, Karen. Hi, Zach. Have I missed anyone out? Also, Selena File, you can watch your sign, or you can watch the sign of your person. I promise you collective readings will resonate. They may not every single time, but I think the more you watch a channel, the more they pick up on your energy. And especially if there's something important happening with your sign at the moment in your life, it'll show up in the read. It's weird, right? But I watch loads of readers, and my favourite ones I can tell you. Oh, I should recommend like my favourite readers as well. It depends, because it depends on that person's style, and if they do stuff that annoys you, you're not going to want to watch them. But I like certain ones because they resonate and because they don't do anything that annoys me. Like, I know I'll annoy some people just by, like, you know, being me, but collective readings do resonate. I don't fully understand how and why, but they do. Two more cards for this person, please. So, we've got the Nine of Swords reversed. Now, the Nine of Swords upright is... This is like staying up at night worrying. I can't sleep. I'm so worried. Each sword is fear, anxiety, worry. When it's reversed, it's a positive reversal, okay? So we're dropping that like fear state. We're dropping that anxiety state, and we're choosing to like it. You can see that makes sense because they're leaving their troubles behind. They're leaving that emotional baggage behind. They're healing. They're moving forward. Let bygones be bygones. Surrender it to the universe. Try to be healthy, you know, and we're dropping that like sort of anxious state. Oops. Just knocked a Palo Santo on the floor. Yeah, Zach, it's a tarot card reading. This is a love reading, but you can get readings about anything really. I've done readings for loved ones that have passed on. I do those for free, I don't charge. I can do general readings where it's like whatever comes out, past, present, future. I can do love readings. I can do health, career, education, finance. Whatever you want, baby. Specific questions, or, you know, just how are they feeling? Anything like that. A lot of people are tempted to say, who will I marry? Or like, will I marry this person? Yes or no? I've got a lot of Indian people asking me that, but I would avoid just saying, am I going to marry them? Yes or no? Because a year ago, it may have been a no, and now it may be a yes. Do you know what I mean? You need to follow someone's external realities, someone's life circumstances, and where their head is at. Do you know what I mean? It's movable. Like, that answer is going to change by the week, by the day, by the hour. So I wouldn't ask something like that, because you're not gonna. If you didn't get the answer you want, you're just gonna be like annoyed, aren't you? But actually need to understand what's going on in someone's life over their lifetime. You need to follow. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Knight of Cups reversed. The Hierophant upright. The Seven of Cups reversed. And the Four of Wands upright. What is going on here? So I like to read from the back, and I'll tell you what each one means, okay? And then it should make sense. The Queen of Pentacles upright is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Pentacles are increments of time, money, and energy. Earth signs are very material centered, okay? Meaning that their 3D reality, their safety, their sense of security is very important to them. And in a civilized world, in a capitalist world, on planet Earth, you have to have money, you have to have a home. You know, these are the things that create fear and anxiety, worry, they break down relationships. It makes uncertainty when we don't have a steady job, when we don't have some savings, when we don't have goals for ourselves. So this is a person that needs to have money in the bank. They like a steady job. It doesn't mean they'll never be out of one, because that's not possible, is it? Everyone's between work at times. Everyone is changing career, or, you know, has to be young and build up a career or whatever. But this is someone who loves and prefers to be secure. They like consistency. That's very typical of Taurus and Capricorn. It will be typical of Virgo, except Virgo's more sapiosexual, perfectionist. They're probably a visionary, like there's something a little bit, what's the word? Is esoteric, right? Is that right? A little bit outside of the like more left field, because there's something very special, something very different. But Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn are very earthy, very grounded, practical. They need to have things in order, and they love to nurture. Okay, so they love to provide. A queen or a king of pentacles is a solid option. They are a provider, okay? As much as they like to have a beautiful home and nice things, and they're captivated by beauty, they will spend the same amount of money on others, okay? They won't just be spending that on themselves. You'll think, oh my God, they go through money, but they'll always have money, because even though everyone has to have periods where they don't have loads of money, this is the kind of person that will make sure they get it. Okay, they'll make sure they get it. Thank you, very Red Bean. Esoteric, yeah. Sorry, that was reversed, wasn't it? So at the moment, this Queen of Pentacles, whether they're male or female, queens are more in a nurturing energy. They try to consider everyone else's feelings as well as their own, how things will impact everyone else. You know, you see like that tree behind them. It's an, sorry, my voice is going, it's a nurturer. Just have some water. Someone who's in their more masculine energy could be a bit more cutthroat. They could be like, no, for the greater good, I've got to make this decision and people won't be happy about it. So it's a different energy. It's a bit more domineering. It's a bit more focused, single track minded. They're trying to think about the greater good, not how each individual person's going to feel about something. It's different, and we've all got masculine and feminine energy. We just kind of move into a more masculine energy or move into a more feminine energy at different times for different reasons, okay? That was reversed, so possibly this person is unemployed at the moment. Possibly they are having a lot of outgoings. They could be having to dip into some savings. It doesn't mean it'll be like that forever. They could also be, because earth signs enjoy, they've got an abundance mindset. They understand that when they spend money, it doesn't mean more money isn't going to come. When you assume that because you're out of a job, if you spend any money, you got to suddenly stop, you like spending any money at all, and you like go really intense like that, you block energy. So it's very important, if you're concerned about finances, to not do that. This is sacred geometry. on here, that's the flower of life. Okay, and sacred geometry is continuous, so there's no beginning on that pattern, there's no end. That's how money flows. Love flows like that around the universe. Money flows like that around the universe. Okay, so any pattern, and you see this a lot in churches, mosques, temples, you get sacred geometry where it's just repeating. That is the universe, so you're part of that. You're not separate to it, you're bang in the middle of it. Money will continue to flow into your hands. Okay, you have to put out CVs, you have to start businesses, you have to do the practical things. But if you say out loud what you want, and you say, I want money, I deserve money and I'll have money, I want success, I deserve success and I will have success. You say things like that, you burn Palo Santo, which attracts abundance, and you say out loud to the angels, like, this is what I want, I'm very clear what I want a workplace that supports me, I want, a job that I enjoy, or a boss that understands me, that's fair. Do you know what I mean? And in a year, you'll have what you want, and it could be sooner. But external realities need time to fall into place. So a person who's got an abundance mindset could spend a lot occasionally, but it's because they know they can always get more. They know they'll get a job again, rationalise it, and know that if you put out CVs, you'll get a job again. If you do supply, someone's going to want you. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you just have to take steps confidently, knowing that. It's about having faith and knowing that more money will come. So they could be spending a lot at the moment. They could be between jobs. A habit can happen, can't it? Where if you love material stuff, it makes you feel good, you might spend a bit too much. And as long as you check yourself and you rein it in again, that's okay. So yeah, so that kind of speaks to where this person's at. Certainly, I am a Taurus and I'm very partial to retail therapy. And I love, my logic is stuff doesn't leave, and that sounds really sad and really depressing, but you can pour everything into a love and they might leave. Lots of things come to an end, that's usually the case. But if you buy something, it doesn't leave, does it? So I could be a potential hoarder. Based off of, like, if you're looking at emotional stuff, there's hoarding potential there. Knight of Cups, right, what order were these in? Oh my god, right. The Four of Wands was last, the Seven of Cups reversed, the Hierophant. It is this one next. The Knight of Cups reversed is someone that's like, their heart's closed off to love. They probably do love someone. They have feelings of love for someone, but they're not going to tell them. Because the Knight of Cups is that, like, Romeo and Juliet. It's Knight move. She likes buying shoes. I like buying shoe racks. That's hilarious. Hi, Koyel. These are collective readings. If you want to buy a personal reading, you can look at my channel description. But these should resonate. Feel free to watch your sign and watch the sign of your person. Hi, Mama's baby girl. How scouse do I sound? I didn't care. I will be doing live Q&As when I get enough watch hours. I'm probably on target for memberships and in mid-November, and then live Q&As probably a bit later, maybe like December, January. Knight of Cups is like, cups are emotions, okay? Knights take action. So if it was a Page of Cups, it'd be someone that's, like, on the lookout. But a knight is someone who's actively dating, actively in pursuit of a person, and it's because they're in love. Knight of Wands is sexual. That's like, I fancy the pants off that person and no idea about feelings or like anything else. Yeah, it's passion. But Knight of Pentacles is like, I would like to date this person with a view to us, making it legit. Increments of time, money and energy, building a future. Knight of Cups is like, I want this person. Like, I really think I could fall in love with this person. It's got to be them. It has to be Juliet. It has to be Romeo. Like, no one else will do, because you've like, basically, you like everything about that person. You like not just what they look like, but you think that you like their soul. You think that you have respect for them. You think that your heart belongs to them and only them. Do you know what I mean? It's romantic as hell. But that Knight of Cups is reversed, so possibly that has impacted, that financial situation has impacted that emotional situation, because you don't, when you haven't got your ducks in a row, you don't go, tell you what, like, how about I just go and like present myself to that person and their family. But then I've got to tell them that I'm unemployed, or I've got to tell them that I'm in between jobs. You don't do that. No one does that. If you've got hella debt and stuff like that, you tend to want to sort that out before you present yourself to people. Like, here I am. I'm a good option for your son. I'm a good option for your daughter. Like, you don't, do you know what I mean? So possibly like poor timing. High fortify. Is that like fortify or fortify? I don't know. It's cool though. The Hierophant is the major arcana for Taurus. So you could be dealing with a Taurus. The Hierophant is the teacher. Doesn't have to be a Taurus, but it represents someone who's trying to be wise. The Hierophant has led such a life of craziness, had so many experiences, so much life experience, that they're no longer the student, they're now the teacher. And they will spend their life pouring their heart out to other people, being very honest about things that have happened to them. They may even be like a mentor, a teacher, a healer, a counsellor, a therapist. But this is a person that wants to tell others honestly what's happened to them, so others can avoid having those difficult experiences themselves. Okay, so the Hierophant is nothing to do, it looks like the High Priestess card, but they're very different actually. The High Priestess is about intuition, following your gut, trusting in the divine plan, your connection to spirit. This is like, as a human, in my human life, I have just lived so much experience on this planet that I could tell you a whole lot. You may not even have all the answers, but they could tell you a whole lot about what's happened to them and maybe what they would have done different, or what might be foolish, or when to, heed red flags and pull out, or whatever. Pull out of a karmic situation. If you ignore red flags, things get worse and you're forced out of it anyway, because you're forced to draw boundaries. But this is someone who's lived a lot. Okay. Usually like a counsellor, an instructor, a mentor, a teacher, a professor, someone spiritual. Yeah, it's about trying to do life in a way that isn't reckless, isn't foolish. We learn from our mistakes, we're reflective, and we're careful, like, to take some time, make decisions, do the right thing based off of, I'm wiser now. Yeah. So then we've got the Hierophant's upright, so that's good. Trying to be wise. The Seven of Cups reverse. So the Seven of Cups upright is usually when you're at a crossroads. Say you've just come out of a relationship, or you've been single for a while. This is like having a blank canvas and you're like, what do I want for myself? I'm ready to manifest. What is it that I want to ask the universe for? What kind of person do I want? What kind of home do I want? What kind of job or career do I want? Do I want to relocate? This has been at the drawing board, it's been at a crossroads, and in each one of these cups, it's a state of like daydreaming. So you're like, what do I want? And in some of these cups, I think there's like a tentacle, or there's a snake there. There's a wand there, so there's passion, there's like sneaky snakes. I don't know what those wings represent. It could be the devil, I guess. That looks like a wreath, like success. That looks like a potion, doesn't it? Like manifestation or like dreams. That probably looks like justice, that like finger pointing up on that skeleton. And then that looks like the Ace of Cups, like when you're in love. But there's all different things, some good, some bad. So it's being at the drawing board. Hi Mimi, yeah, it's a collective reading for Aquarius. I'm just doing Aquarius and Pisces in this live. You're welcome to watch. If you want the other signs, go out of this live into the lives playlist, and they're in order of like most recent, and it'll say in the title which signs I've done in which live. Because I only did Capricorn and Sagittarius the day before yesterday. I've got COVID, so I'm just having to spread out the readings because mine are long readings, like 45 minutes. I was doing an hour for each sign on Monday, I think it was. But I was proper enjoying being back. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to watch your sign and watch the sign of your person. Okay. I used to watch my moon sign and all that, but I haven't got time. I'm a high school teacher, so I'm very, very busy, and then I do this as well. But yeah, your sign and the sign of your person is enough. I'll be starting memberships mid-November. Super chats mid-November. Shop mid-November. Hopefully January I'll be able to do live Q&As. That's what we're on target for. Yeah, so this is like fun. This is like daydreaming, fantasizing. You know, it's a nice place to be. When it's reversed, it's crossed over from daydreaming into illusion, delusion, okay? I can't remember what it's called, I need to look it up, but people with autism are sort of predisposed to doing this. It's when you stay like living in your imagination more than you're living in reality. So if you get to a point where there's someone you really want to be with, that you're thinking about them night and day, or you're constantly thinking about what you want your life to be like, but then you're not doing so much in the real world to actuate that, that's kind of not that healthy. You need to think about stuff a certain amount, and then you need to get going, and you also need to have rest periods where you're just with friends and family, or you're in the moment, or you're out doing things. You can't just be in your imagination all the time. I'm sure it begins with A. I do this every time. But yeah, it's like crossing over into like fantasy and like delusion, because you're just basically obsessing with what it could be. Then that's kind of cute though, because we've got the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands is marriage. Okay, it's two people. They've acquired a home together. They live together. They could be married, or they could be, headed for marriage. But four's a very stable number. 4 is the most stable number in tarot. Like the 4 legs to a chair, the 4 walls to a house. This is a public relationship. Everyone knows about it. It's out in the open. It's rock solid. It's living together and or being married. It's two people in the strongest of unions, okay? So we've got fantasy about that. possibly a Taurus, but it's someone who's trying to be wise. They don't want to offer their heart just yet because they're probably not in a fantastic financial position at the moment. And they know these things are important, okay? I mean, couldn't be more important, because on the other side, we've got you, Aquarius, who's waiting for that pentacle. They're waiting for that 50-50. So you're waiting for that 50-50. So that person can't provide that just at this moment. Which is why they could be slowing things down a little, being a little bit closed off. Meanwhile, their whole fantasy is being legit with you. Being set up, 50-50. I'm going to close the windows because it's freezing. I just had to let the sage out. Where's everyone watching from? Are you all in the UK? Are you somewhere else? Let's get 3 for the outcome. So they've moved on emotionally. They're no longer anxious. Not in a great situation right now, financially. A little bit closed off emotionally. However, in the back of their mind, they're obsessed. They're like high-key obsessed. Probably keeping it right to themselves. They fantasize about being married, living together, everyone knowing. Right, we've got a combination. So I'll take this as one card and then we'll get the rest. We've got the High Priestess. Here she is. The Hermit reversed. Oh my god, the King of Pentacles. We've got the King and Queen of Pentacles. Have we not? Yeah. Because this person, your person, is the Queen of Pentacles. You're the King of Pentacles. You're also reversed. Nice balance of masculine and feminine energy. Let's go through the cards one by one. Hi Thanu, hi QWERTY, low bubble. Will you marry in the next 3 years? Is reunion possible or impossible? Please reply. If you want a personal reading, I can do that for you. I'll be able to do live Q&As in a few months. I haven't got enough watch hours to do that right now. These are collective readings, so you've caught me in the middle of Aquarius reading. So if you look for your sign and watch that and watch the sign of your person, I guarantee that you will get the answer to your question, okay? Because you need to know what's going on in that person's life, because what was possible a year ago might not be possible now, or what's not possible now might be possible in a year's time. So I'd rather you get into regularly watching your person's sign and your sign, so you can get into tune with this person's life journey, your life journey, because that's what it is, really. That's what you need to, more than asking a question. Do you know what I mean? I will do that eventually, but I can't. You have to have a certain number of watch hours. But all I can think is that, I don't 100% understand it myself, but I know it resonates for many people. Watching a collective reading must mean that people of the same zodiac sign have similar life journeys, similar lessons to learn, and on fairly similar time scales. Maybe a few months out from one another, maybe not dealing with the same person or exactly the same circumstances, but definitely we're all on this planet to have spiritual journeys and life lessons, and they're playing out. So everything's movable, and It's just like what I'm talking about. If someone's finances aren't right, then no, they're not gonna marry you like next year or whatever. They're not gonna like declare their love to you and like tell your family or whatever because they haven't got the ducks in a row. In a year they might do. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want you to really ask, am I gonna be with this person, yes or no? Because right now it might tell you no, and then in a year it might tell you yes. So it's gonna upset you where actually all things possible. Trust me, right? Follow the collective readings for your sign and for your person's sign. Follow them for like several months and you'll be like, you'll know exactly what the answer is. You'll know exactly what the answer is.